on campus at UWGB, and she is here to present a revved up ramen dish for you all. So I hope you have your kits ready, all your stuff out, and you are about to get some good lunch. All right. So let me turn it over to Jolene.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. We had a great turnout with the kids, so we're going to have some fun today, and hopefully you'll be able to use this on in the future. So how many of you have had ramen before? Quite the icebreaker. Yes. So before we get started, we do need to bring our 2 cups of water to a boil. So that'll take a few minutes. So let's get our stoves, or you can put 2 cups of water in a bowl that you can microwave. So I'm going to get my burner going. First things first is boil 2 cups water.
Please be comfortable to speak out loud. If you have questions, just ask Jolene. She can slow down, she can speed up, she can answer those things that go with that. And then if you do want to write and you don't want to speak out loud, you can type in the chat and we'll be able to answer those as well.
Yes. So I got my burner going. Turn it down just a tad. All right. So we have our kit here filled with all the ramen goodies. Start by pulling out all of your ingredients. It's best to have everything organized in place before we get cooking. So we have some fresh cilantro. Those that have joined before know it's my favorite.
And I learned on the last episode that cilantro for some people tastes like soap, which is interesting because it does for you, but it's still your favorite.
Oh yes, it's joking. So if you have any friends, family that also get that soap flavor, a good substitute would be parsley. So it has a less mild flavor to it, but you'll still get that fresh green. We also have some basil leaves. Go ahead and pull those out. A fresh lime, shredded carrots, and a hard-boiled egg. And while we're waiting for our water to boil, we can go ahead and make our sauce. So traditional ramen packet, very inexpensive, but it comes with a flavor packet. We are going to rev it up and make it, tweak it up a little bit because this packet has a ton of sodium in it. And while each of you are very young, it's important to pay attention to your sodium levels because down the road, it can cause, prolonged illness of cardiovascular. So we're always looking to keep our heart healthy. So any way that we can modify that, one way is by reducing the amount of sodium that we take in the day. So we're going to set that aside and not use it and make our own homemade sauce. So we have a soy sauce here. It's a less 2 ounces. So one way to also make it lower in sodium is to choose low sodium. Typically it comes in the green cap. My water is just about boiling. So let's open up the soy sauce here and add it right into our water. We have hoisin sauce. That is a fermented soybean. So a paste, so it's a different type of flavor. You'll get that. These are all pre-measured, but I'm just going to add about half of each and then do a tasting at the end. That way you can tailor and modify how much flavor you want to add. These are all really strong flavors, and personally I like the lower sodium option, so I'm doing about half of these.
Do you add all of the soy sauce though?
Yes, you can add all of the soy sauce.
Okay, thank you.
So we have the hoisin, sesame oil, and chili garlic. Sesame oil has a nice flavor. Go ahead and throw all of that in. Anyone love spicy? The chili garlic paste is ground up chilies with a little bit of garlic, so it adds a lot of heat to it. I gave you a portion of that. I'm gonna add just a little bit because I can always add more in at the end. Add a little heat. Is your water boiling?
That looks pretty appetizing for flavored water.
Yes. So once you have your water all heated up, we'll go ahead and add the noodles.
You don't crush the noodles, you put them all in?
I do. I keep them long, nice and long. All right, so we'll keep an eye on that. Halfway through, we can turn it. Typically takes about 3 to 5 minutes for the noodles to fully cook. How are we doing? This is a super fast recipe, so. I'm working on a gas burner here, so it goes really fast. All right, Richard, getting your, oh, you crush your noodles, okay.
My mom crushes hers
So do we have crushers or?
Yeah, I gotta do only a little bit of crushing. But.
Okay, just a little bit.
Where can you buy these the hoisin sauce from?
I'm sorry, where do you buy it from? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find that in the condiment aisle.
Oh, okay.
Grocery stores, yes.
I've had hoisin sauce on as a rub on chicken.
Oh.
And it's been really good because it gives that really kind of strong flavoring to it.
I'm just breaking up the noodles here with my tongs. And I'm gonna leave it alone, just let it do its thing. All right, so how do we amp up the ramen? So far, we've made our own homemade broth. So a huge benefit to that is you're able to control sodium levels, flavorings that go into it. Very versatile you can make a chicken broth. Here we did a soy-based broth, and you can even do a beef-based broth. So a lot of options there. Next up is adding some veggies to the mix. So we have, I was really nice, I gave you the shredded carrots already. We have a lime, we're gonna go ahead and cut that down the center. And for this recipe, we're just using 1/4 of a lime. So flip it on the flat side, that way it's not rolling around. Less chance of cutting yourself. And I'm gonna go ahead and just keep that slice of lime to the side. Cilantro and basil. If you joined me last month, I talked about rolling your herbs. Culinary term, it's called chiffonade. So try to line up the leaves of basil together, and you're simply going to roll a So I have a nice little roll of the basil leaves, and we're going to cut on a bias, so a diagonal throughout the entire leaves. And you have these nice strips of basil.
Do you want to tell them how to hold the knife again?
Yes. So you have your index finger and thumb. Both of these should squeeze the blade, and the rest of your fingers wrap around the handle. It's good to have the index and thumb on the blade to control where you're going, and not on top. A lot of times we push with pressure, you're more prone to slip off the top of the blade, so both thumb and index finger on both sides to have control. This is a standard chef knife here. So whatever you're comfortable with at home. I have a chef knife that's about half the size. It's really nice. I can move pretty quickly throughout my food. And there's also knives that are larger than this. So it's whatever your comfort level is. The biggest thing is just make sure that it's nice and sharp. Right, next up, we have our green onion. So I cut some of the leaves or the peelings off, but the roots here, we're gonna go ahead and trim off the roots. They're not very palatable, so. And then if you have any hairs hanging from the onion, you can peel those off as well. And I'm gonna trim probably the top inch off the green onion here. Mine got a little flimsy. So we just need one green onion. I'm gonna go ahead and cut from the bulb all the way up to the green. There's a lot of flavor in the green part of it, and it is edible. Plus it adds a nice green color to it. So we'll place that flat on the cutting board, holding, curling your hand in, and we'll cut on a diagonal throughout.
Personally, I've only gone up to the light green part of the stem, so I think I'm missing out a whole lot of the onion.
Yes. The biggest thing is just washing it very thoroughly to make sure. Grocery stores, they do pre-wash and things like that, but I always get my veggies home and wash in between the nooks and crannies to make sure there's not any residue. And lastly, we have a hard-boiled egg. So we touched on veggies, we have a little bit of starch with the noodles, and one thing that we're missing is protein. So hard-boiled egg, real quick and easy. You can make these ahead of time. You can even do a hard-boiled egg in the microwave. So we're gonna hold the egg. Mine's kind of has a flat edge to it. We're gonna cut it right down the center and add that in. And we're completely prepared. Are we ready to build our bowls?
How's your noodles cooking?
My noodles look really good. They've softened up, no stiff, hard edges. This package serves 2 people. So I'm going to place the noodles in, put a little broth in on top. So our broth is completely flavored. We have our bowl here. I'm not sure, don't want to tilt it too much, but we'll go ahead and throw the carrots in. They will continue to cook in the broth. A little bit of basil. There's enough for the other portion. Green onion. Cilantro. Oh, we didn't cut the cilantro. Look at me. Don't forget about the cilantro. Same concept. Line up the stems of the cilantro. Remember that sometimes you can pick the leaves off, but a lot of the flavor is found in the stems. So just keep those on, and as long as you mince it up, you're not going to have any of kind of uneven pieces throughout. Little cilantro in there.
Looks good.
Throw our egg right on the side and fresh squeezed lime. Now take this back to your dorm room. All right, what do you think?
So what does the lime do, the acidity?
Yes, it adds, right now we have a lot of salty, the hoisin adds a sweetness to it. We have the heat, the lime is just gonna bring it all together with a little bit of sour.
And a fork, she's got the fork, guys.
And enjoy. There's a lot of other veggies that you can add to this. I thought about doing mushrooms. If you do the mushrooms, they add a lot of nice flavor, so you can put that right in with the broth. That way they cook down rather than throwing in with the finished plate. But yeah, this is a quick and easy apartment dorm room snack that you can have for lunch and making it just a little bit healthier for you. So heading to the grocery store, buying these ingredients ahead of time will help set you up for success to make it on the fly. I can't see anyone's camera. Let's see the finished dishes.
I know, how you doing?
Crickets. Looks so yummy.
I gotta get a picture of the finished.
Oh, I kind of started around.
That's okay. As long as you can pop that egg out.
Richard, you there?
Yeah.
No pressing at all. I just read your comment, Joy. Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, I have to ask, have you guys heard of people eating ramen dry as a snack? I heard
that in middle school.
in middle school, I heard about it on a podcast and they were like, don't ever do that. And other people are like, it's the best snack ever. So I was just curious.
Just plain ramen?
Just crunchy ramen. They just eat it crunchy like.
In middle school, we used to like get a pack of like chicken ramen. You would take out the seasoning and then you would like crush the ramen within the bag. And then you would put the seasoning on top of it and then shake it up. And it's like basically having like a crunchy ramen flavored snack.
Oh, that, yeah. We'll have to try it just to see.
We were insane.
So my 2-year-old grabbed ramen out of the cupboard and he wanted it so bad. And I was like, I'm not making this for you. So he took it out of the package and just took a bite out of the noodle.
Oh!
But he took one bite
and it was done?
Yeah.
Done. Oh, that looks great. There.
Yeah, I moved with the broth. It
That looks so good.
Of the broth.
Yes. Yeah.
And the egg and stuff, so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think their noodles took a little longer to cook.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah. Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
That looks wonderful.
Yeah, it tastes pretty good too.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome.
And you have enough seasoning, you can do a whole nother one.
Yep.
Possibly.
Yeah, I only used half of a lot of the stuff, so I'm planning on doing another one. So.
Oh, there you go.
Awesome. Good. Well, while we wait for our other finished products, we want to do this next year. So off the top of your head, if there's any recipes that you would like to see, you can either speak up now or shoot Stephanie an email because we'll start planning for next fall already.
That's great.
Revved up ramen, I think, was one of them that they, or not revved, but ramen bowl.
This was a suggestion from a student. Yes.
I was like,
I think we should do.
I would like some breakfast.
Oh, well, next year we're not gonna be here, but yeah. So some type of like so like an omelet or some type of egg.
Yeah, like a spice up your own omelet or something if it was like around this time still.
Yeah, then it would be like a good time to cook breakfast. I
Yeah.
also
Great.
think using rice. I love rice, and I think it could be used in a multitude of ways. So that would be interesting. And then something sweet.
Oh, a baking. That would be cool.
Yeah, baking for sure.
Yeah, those are some good ideas.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I'm a huge breakfast fan, so that's a good idea. Wafers from Cheerios.
There you go.
All the good stuff.
Yeah, I only order it because I would have no idea how to cook it. Yep, that's a staple if I go out for breakfast. So. All right.
No.
So the nice part is you guys can share one and then make another one at another time.
Not only that, but how far does this go? I mean, not a lot of money you're spending on ingredients, and you have a nice big custom meal that you can really customize to be whatever you want it to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. Once you have all the sauces, you just have like bottles of them for a long time. So
Yeah, they do last a long time, so that's always a good thing too.
Yeah.
Speaking of bottles that you have for a very long time, I've had a bottle of like
We've
chili
had it
garlic
since
sauce.
sophomore year.
We've had this since sophomore year.
You can add more if you'd like.
We're good for spice. We're good for spice.
That is funny.
Finished ours.
Oh, we did.
We did.
Oh,
nice.
Woo, beautiful.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Wonderful.
Nice job. And Corinne, did yours turn out too?
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, good.
Well, thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you in the fall. Well, good luck to those graduating.
Good luck, graduates. Yay.
Woo! Big plans.
Good job.
But at least picked up their kids that weren't able to join us. Hopefully they will have just as much success as you guys. And that, yeah.
Oh, and you guys have the chopsticks.
Oh, very nice.
All right, go one more time to get a picture.
No, that's okay.
Oh, okay.
I gotta get a picture. There, get your chopsticks up, ladies. There. Oh, cute. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, enjoy your brunch because it's kind of lunch breakfast.
Yeah.
And thanks so much for joining us.
We'll let you eat.
And we'll let you
Yeah.
in. Good idea.